G'day, Year 10. Today we're just doing a review of some of the probability that we've done in the last couple of weeks. I'm just going to do a couple of example questions and hopefully that will remind you of a few things so you can have a good crack at that review set today. So this first question here, we're looking at a Venn diagram. We've got to be careful about the words, whether it's both or not both or only when we're looking at Venn diagrams, and then working out the probability. Now, the first thing we need to do if we're doing probabilities is we need to find the total. So we've got to count all of the different categories. We've got 5 plus 3 plus 9 plus 8. Okay, so that gives us 25, I believe. So 8, 17, 25. Okay, so what's the probability that a student chosen from this class studies both physics and chemistry? That means it's got to be in that overlap gap. So for A, it's going to be 3 out of 25. For B, physics or chemistry, but not both, is going to be 5 plus 9, which gives us 14 out of 25. For C, physics or chemistry or both, so it's going to be 5 plus 3 plus 9, which is 17 out of 25. Neither physics nor chemistry is 8 out of 25. And then physics, but not chemistry, is just 5 out of 25, which we should simplify to 1 out of 5. Okay, so just got to be careful about the wording and make sure you calculate the total first when you're doing these kind of questions here. For this second example question, we've got 2-digit numbers that we're forming from the digits 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we're going to find the probability that the number formed is a certain thing. For part A, we're doing it with replacement. That means if you pick a number, you can pick that same number again. So for this one, the probability of getting a 3 is 1 out of 4, and then the probability of getting a 1 the second time is 1 out of 4 as well. So the total probability is going to be 16. For part 2, that it's odd, all we need to do, it doesn't matter what the first number is for if we get an odd number. So you could get a 1, 2, 3, or 4. So we don't need to worry about that part. What we do care about is the second number, where if we get a 1 or 3. So really, it's 2 out of 4 or 1/2 that our number would be odd, based on if there's replacement. For part 3, greater than 23. Okay, so that means we need, we've got to think about all of the options. I'm going to just list the numbers here. So there's going to be 16 options because you've got 4 times 4 in terms of the different combinations that you can get. And the ones that work, okay, or the ones that work, we could get 24, or then the 31, we'll say 31 to 34. So there's 4 options, 5 options so far, and then 41 to 4. So that means there's 9 options out of 16 that work here. So for this one, 9 out of 16 is going to be our probability. That one's a bit tricky. Contains a 4. So that means there's going to be one option for if the first digit is 1, 2, or 3. So that's 3 total, and then there's going to be 4. So that means there's 7 numbers in total that you can make that have a 4 in them. Okay, so 14, 24, 34, and then 41, 42, 43, and 44. So 7 in total out of 16 will give us part 4, and then part 5 in the 20s. Basically, if the second number is 2, which we have a 1 in 4 chance, we will get that one. So a bit of a tricky question so far. You've got to sort of think about the options and then how many options in total and which options would you need to include to fulfill the criteria. Gets even more tricky for part B. So we're doing this without replacement. So I'm going to do a quick tree diagram because that can be helpful when we're doing multi-stage events. So we could get a 1, a 2, a 3, or a 4. They're all equally likely, so 1/4 for each of these. But then the options here would be 2, 3, and 4. Options here would be 1, 3, and 4. Options here would be 1, 2, and 4. And then the options here would be 1, 2, or 3. So the sample space will be 12, 13, 14, 21, 23, 24, 31, 32, 34, 41, 42, and 43. So we've got don't want to count that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 options here. 12 options in total. Okay, so find the probability the number formed is 31. It's going to be 1 out of 12. And then for part 2, that it's odd. Again, let's just look at all the odd numbers. So we've got 13, 21. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 out of 12, which is a half, which makes sense. Greater than 23. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 12 that are greater than 23. Contains a 4. So we've got 1, 2, 3, and then 3 more. So 6 out of 12, which is the same as 1/2. And then in the 20s, we've got 3 out of 12, which is a quarter. Okay, so for that time, it helped to list the sample space by doing a tree diagram. So then listing all the options so we could get the total number and then just counting how many we need for each of these different ones here. All right, good luck with the questions today. If you need to, you might need to review some of the old videos. If there's a question that you're doing and you go, oh, that's one there, you can look back at the lesson plans, find the video. That might be a helpful way of working through things today. Good luck with that, and I'll see you later.